Right. So today we've brought the podcast out on the road. We're at Gigg Lane at the home of Bury FC, aka the Shakers, and I'm joined today by Michael Cartmell, who's a lifelong Bury fan. Also has his own vlog about Bury FC, and I've been told if you need to know anything about Bury FC, he's the guy who can fill you in.
That's pushing it a bit, That's pushing it a bit.
Well,
yeah, you'd been better off with my brother, actually, but he'll be drunk somewhere, so...
Yeah, we'll give that a miss then.
Maybe not.
Maybe an after the match interview.
Maybe after the match, yeah.
Yeah. No, so anyway, thanks for agreeing to do this
pleasure.
today. Although I don't know how much of it you agreed to do and how much of it you were forced into it, but either way, you're here now anyway. So we'll crack on with it. So basically, because as a company, BIMTech Engineering, we've got involved with sponsoring Bury FC when they've started coming back into the leagues again, and as part of it, we have a bit of a social media presence and that, and people who will be following us though as a business won't understand who Bury FC is. They'll probably see a lot that I publish a lot saying been to matches, been here, been there, whatever, but they won't understand who Bury FC is. Any of the history behind it. One of the things I always tend to tell everybody when I tell them about Bury FC is we won 2 FA Cups.
Absolutely.
And it's things like that. So I just wanted to speak to you a little bit today about start off again, a bit about the history of the club itself, then talk a little bit about yourself, how you got into supporting the club and everything. But we'll just kick off with, the club was established in 1885, and then there was the first league, first English soccer league was it 1888 or 1889?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And then there was the first second division was created in 1891 or 92. And then I think the year after that, Bury joined that second division.
Yeah, as a professional.
Yeah, and that was the first time they got into professional football. So this is what I say about, we're talking 130 years ago, whatever. So they've been around a long time, Bury, haven't they?
Yeah, and you've got to remember that there wasn't the transport infrastructure then that there is now. There was no television. We were decades away from that being invented. The car was a relatively new thing. Telephones, not many people had them. So football was pretty much all there was.
Yeah.
So they would get good grounds, and that's why people moan about the parking arrangements now. But these were built inside an area where people live, so they could walk to the ground. That's why you've got issues like you do. But that said, I would never want this ground to move.
No.
Like the big clubs have, you can't do that here.
Yeah.
Because as you've just pointed out, this is historic.
Yeah.
There's a spirit about this place.
Yeah, because I read something, and I'm probably wrong here, but it was it the Earl of somewhere or something?
That's right, yeah. Earl of Derby.
Was it something like that?
That sounds about right, that Earl of Derby.
Something like that. That he was the guy who...
If it wasn't, he won't complain.
No, probably not.
He's not going to sue us. He's not going to sue us.
If he's still going, that'd be impressive. Yeah. So, that's kind of where the club started from. And then I know they went up in the leagues, and they did. The leagues have changed recently. So when we talk about this, when we talk about League One, we're talking about what is the Premiership.
Yeah,
now.
It's the equivalent of the First Division, equivalent of the Premiership.
Yeah, so it was the top tier. They actually got up into the top tier, and they were there for about 17 years or something, was they?
It was quite a period of time. Again, it was a lot to do with that. It's the fact that there was nothing else to do, and there weren't as many professional sides. This was you imagine... This is a massive draw. You work all week. This is Saturday.
Yeah.
Football is your
Everyone
Saturday.
lives for the Saturday, don't they?
I think more so then than now.
Yeah.
And Bury, I don't know if you know this, but Bury were always traditionally a late kickoff, always 3:15. If you ever watch, when they do the football results, Bury's a late kickoff because it was 3:15.
Is that because Bury people are a bit lazy, can't get here for 3 o'clock?
It was something to do with a pub.
Oh, was it?
According to me, that's what my dad told me. He said it's so they could get them all like the pubs. And with being a big mill town, a lot of them work Saturday morning.
Right.
You didn't have that 5-day week and think, oh, I'm knackered. I've worked 5. They worked 5.5 days. So then it was a rush to get home, maybe get changed, and then quick scoop, and then off to the match. So they got that. It was 3:15 here forever.
Yeah,
forever.
I suppose gives you a bit of an advantage. Well, you haven't got the social media that you have now.
No,
You wouldn't know what's going on at other grounds, would you?
They used to put codes up at half time, and you had a code on the back of your programme. So the letter A would refer to a certain match. So A would be 2-1. So
Right.
then you'd look at your code and you could work out who was doing what. But that was about as good as you can get. But now you can be complaining about the match while you're watching it.
Yeah. No. And then one of the things I just mentioned there a minute ago was that people don't realise Bury won the FA Cup twice. And they even hold a record, don't they, winning it?
Well,
I don't know if it's been matched or beat
It's been
now,
shared with City beat Wigan 6-0, didn't they?
Right.
In the FA Cup final. But we went through every round without conceding a goal.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
And then won it 6-0. And apparently that statement over there at the back of the South Stand, "We are the Shakers," where that comes from, is apparently, and it's lost a bit in the midst of time, this, but most people go with the view that the chairman was asked for a quote from the newspapers. And he says, "We're really going to shake them up." He said, "In fact, we are the Shakers." And that's where that started.
Yeah.
So there's a quote that's well over 100 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
it's lasted, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, possibly people who'll be watching this wouldn't have heard of that before, but you go round Bury and you talk about Bury Football Club, you talk about the Shakers. Everybody knows them as the Shakers.
Yeah.
So it's a long-standing sort of nickname for the club.
I mean, this thing just absolutely drips history. I mean, it's changed from when I was a kid. It's evolved.
Yeah.
But you could bring somebody back from 100 years and stand them out there and they'd know where they were.
Yeah.
They would know where they were. Quite apart from the fact it's got Bury FC everywhere, but just take that out of the equation. They'd know that. They'd feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, we spoke when we were talking earlier about getting involved in football. I mentioned that my dad started bringing me when I was just 4.
Yeah.
Getting towards 5. And we lived down Ratcliffe Road. And if you don't know where that is, it's where the old paintworks Macpherson's used to be. My dad worked there, so we had one of the houses across the road. So we would walk up Ratcliffe Road to Gigg Lane. And for my dad walked to every football match. Never drove. Even when he had a car, we walked. So for a little lad, that's a long way.
Yeah.
But fair enough, we're walking to match, but it was a bit of a bugger when we were playing Charlton away on a Tuesday night. Come on, Dad, bloody hell! But seriously, it's a rites of passage thing.
Yeah. It's a tradition, isn't it? Then it's
it
for
is
you,
a
it's
tradition.
your family tradition.
Yeah, I've got.
Do you still do it now?
Walk to the match?
Yeah.
More often than not.
Yeah.
More often than not. Occasionally, I'll get a bit lazy and I'll get a lift down. But more often than not, that's part of it. I'll set off. And I walk to the game. I don't come here first. We go in the Stanley Social Club first, just off Park Hills Road. Very reasonably priced beers.
You might as well get your plug in.
Very reasonably priced.
You might get a free pint when you go next.
Not off Dave, no. Diamond Dave and Dishy Dave, your horse. You need to go on a Saturday afternoon. So we start off there, then I'll walk across to the ground, and it's getting a bigger thing. I was there on Saturday. There was hardly anywhere to sit. You know, people are just enjoying the camaraderie. And there's so many youngsters coming now. I bring my granddaughter. My daughter was here. I'd got nephews here, cousins here. A lot of my family were here on Saturday. And that's getting bigger and bigger. And I think it is for other families as well.
Yeah, it is. You do get that feel when you're here on a Saturday that it's quite a family environment around it.
It's very much starting that way now.
Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier about my dad sadly passing away the year before we started back.
Yeah.
And I also, if I'm all right to go on about this a little bit, when my dad passed away, it was sudden. Even though he's like late 80s, he could walk 3-4 miles to go and get his lunch, you know, carry his shopping home. He was a fit man. So when he died, it was just like, whoa, just rocked everybody's world.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe he'd gone. And I was looking for him in a not a physical sense, but a spiritual sense all the time, doing things I used to do with my dad.
Yeah.
Like I'd go where we went for a pint. I'd come out of work and drive 3 hours to go and sit on a beach where he took me when I was a little lad. Nothing happened. And then Bury start back here, and I walked through that turnstile, and as soon as I heard that click, and right back over there with my dad.
Wow. That's
Sat on his
amazing,
shoulders
that.
as a little lad.
Yeah.
And I play walking football here. And every Friday when I play, I go over there and I have a minute just standing looking where my dad was. And to play football in this stadium, even walking football, is such a thrill.
Well, I mean, you're doing some at that. Now Bury are climbing the leagues up. I saw it last season and first game of the season on Saturday. You see it when these other teams come here. It's like them going to Wembley, isn't it?
Yes,
When you look at
yes.
the size of Bury compared
Yes.
to the league they're in because of the financial difficulties, which we'll talk about in a minute. But you see all these clubs come here, and some of the players look a bit shell-shocked to come out, and then others trying to show off a little bit, showboat because it's their big appearance at a big club, and so
you'll get them score a goal and then they'll run off the opposition. They'll run off to air block and make them have it. You know, I've scored here at Gigg Lane. There is an element of that. In my vlog, I always try and enthuse people to make as much noise as you can before the game starts. The reason being, I want the noise to travel from air block because they're the engine room of the atmosphere.
With
here.
the drum
Just
going.
Just a fantastic bunch of people. So get the noise coming across this pitch, travelling down that tunnel and into that opposition dressing room, that drum and all the rest of it. And you want them that are a bit unsettled to be even more so by the time they're running out because you take every advantage you can.
Well, that's it,
don't you? You take every advantage you can.
Yeah.
You know, like making the showers cold and that kind of, turning the hot taps off. So, yes, it's a massive thing. And you can see some players crumble, some rise to it.
Yeah.
It
does stand out, that. Yeah. Well, I just mentioned there as well, just talk a little bit about the financial side. And not so much the financial side, but what actually happened with Bury when they got kicked out of
the demise
English.
of it.
Yeah, it's just, I mean... I don't know if you want to mention names or anything anyway. I don't know legally whether you can, but the previous ownership, just before it went, I heard a lot of bad things about them, and I don't know if it was their fault, it wasn't their fault, but I just think it was maybe a bigger animal than they thought when they took it over.
I think there's a massive element to that. There's a lot of hatred for the man that took it over and completely finished it off.
Yeah.
It was decades before that the rot had started. I used to sit in the stands with my mate and I looked at him and I said, you know what? This thing is built on sand. There's nothing underpinning it at all. Yeah. It wouldn't take much of a wind for it to go.
Right. And what was that down to? Was that down to lack of supporters, people losing interest?
Too much money going out the door.
Right.
Right. It's unsustainable. That's what I've said to a few people now. How far back? How high do we want to go?
And is that? Do you think that was the club gambling that if we pump the money in, we'll get up the leagues and we'll claw it back that way?
I mean, there's an element of that. I mean, who was it? David O'Leary that finished Leeds off. They're on the way back now, but I think he spent, and it's peanuts now, I think he spent 80 million in one season, which was a phenomenal amount of money.
Yeah, that was a gamble on trying to get into the Champions League,
That's what he were aiming for. If he could get in the Champions League, he'd get it back in spades, but it never come off.
No.
And we all know what happened to Leeds, and Leeds is a well-supported club.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Isn't it? We need more support than what we get. There's a lot of people who say to me, you know what, I always look out for the score and I'm glad they're doing well and I might start going again. Well, I'd say to you, come on then.
Yeah, get down here.
Come and watch it. I know you'll enjoy it. It's a habit. Saturday afternoon, to get somebody out of that armchair and down to the football, it's a neat trick. But once you do it and they get in the habit and they find that they're enjoying the football, they're enjoying the camaraderie.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, the other good thing for people who want something sociably to do on a Saturday, even at the minute, because they're not in the professional leagues, you can actually take your beer out onto the terrace with you.
You can.
And it's something you can't do at a professional game now. So you can sit, you can have a beer, have a pint, and a beer and a pie, and watch the match, can't you?
That's right. And one of the things for me is I see it all the time. You can imagine at home, there's usually blokes, I'm not being sexist, but it's usually blokes with a young family, and he'll say to the missus, right, I'm off, I'm going to my mates, we're having a few beers at the pub. No, you're not, you're bloody looking after that. No. Now he's saying, right, I'm off to football, I'm taking kids, and you see kids here with like a lemonade or something, and dad's coming past with a tray of Guinness, you're like, and they're having a ball.
Yeah.
They're watching football, they're out with the kids, and they're having a beer.
Yeah, it's
and
a
they're going
cracking
home,
social
you're a
day.
hero friend of the kids all afternoon. It's a social
great
event, and that's a great way of summing it up, that, what you've just said. It's a social event. It's a lot more than just a football game.
It is, yeah. And like I say, you feel like, because they are on the rise again, you feel like you're part of a community trying to get them back to where they should be. And it does give you a little bit of pride being here and being part of it.
Oh, there's no doubt. We all feel the same. There's a group. I would come here to football for decades, and I'd sit in the stand, or stand when you could, and I might know 2 or 3 people around me. We'll have a chat, we'll talk about the football. Football finishes, you go home.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I walk in here, I'm saying hello to this person and that, and we all know one another. It isn't just me. Everybody's talking to one another.
Yeah.
They have loads of things that go on after football. They'll meet up for parties, they go to each other's birthdays, they have days out.
Yeah.
It's just become a massive community thing, and it's growing apace.
Yeah.
And anybody that's got nothing to do, or even if you've got something to do, can it and come here.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
Like you said, I mean, I was going to say, it can only, I mean, if you want it to, it can just take a couple of hours out of your Saturday.
Yes.
But like you're saying, if you want to make it into a day, it's very easy to do that as well. You can get anywhere around it. I mean, not that I'm here to plug other people and everything, but I know the Swannon Cemetery across the road, that if you take your season ticket in or something before a game, they give you 10% off the drinks or something. I think they do something like that anyway.
I think they do. Listen, if I've got this wrong, I apologise, but I do believe that if you set your season ticket in on a Sunday, you can get 25% off your Sunday lunch.
Wow.
And I am told it's phenomenal. I haven't taken it up myself yet. I will be doing, but not just for the 25% off. It's just to sample the beautiful food.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's that kind of thing.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like a community. Everyone's trying to get involved, aren't they, with the club and support it. And like I say, them just doing that, making that offer just to try and, I mean, I'm not saying someone will go and buy a season ticket because they want to get 25% off the Sunday lunch every day. Yeah. But it's just something extra.
It is something extra that you get. And there's a lot of little things like that you get down here at Bury. But just going back to the football, I've obviously had a lot of discussions with fellow supporters, and we were playing at a place called, I think it's Liverpool Rimica, which is the worst ground on the planet. They're in the middle of a running track, so they're about 13 miles away. You need James Webb's telescope to see what's going on. And it was lashing it down that night. And somebody said, oh, God, he said, look how far we've fallen. And I said, you know what? I've never enjoyed my football more, and I absolutely don't care.
Yeah.
I said, is a joy. What my dad would say about these, he'd say, you know what, Michael? They're proper footballers. Think about it. They go to work. Then they come here and play. You mentioned yourself how good the performances are.
Yeah.
Right? Add that in now. Add the fact that they've got full-time jobs.
Yeah.
And put that in there, and the dedication that you require to work, train, and then turn that on twice a week, because that's where we're at, start of season. You add that in there, and it's phenomenal.
It is.
This is a professional non-league outfit, if that makes any sense.
I know what you mean.
The
you
way
get that,
they train,
it feels that way, doesn't it? Yeah.
Everything's prepared.
Just talk about that. What I know at the moment, when they joined forces with Bury AFC to get a position in a league.
Yeah, they had to merge.
And that they got a position then, because I think Bury AFC had been in Tier 10, hadn't they?
Yeah.
They got promoted to Tier 9, and they got promoted to Tier 9.
Yeah.
And that's when they joined up back again with Bury FC.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the benefit of that for both sides was Bury FC got a position in a league, and Bury AFC got the name back of Bury FC.
Yeah.
They got the ground back, they got the history back, and everything that goes with Bury. So it kind of seemed like it was a natural thing to happen. I know there was some people who are a little bit against it. And
there still are.
Yeah.
There's still people that won't come here. There's still people that won't talk to this person or that person. Me being me, I have no idea who the runners and riders are. So I talk to everybody, and I absolutely love everybody that's here. I've not come across anybody yet that I don't like, whether they're AFC or Bury. I didn't go to AFC. My friend, Aidan, I go to football with, he did. He bought a season ticket, and he kept saying to me, come on. And no, it's not for me. If it's not at Gigg Lane, I can't watch it. What an idiot I was. Because the people that set up that Phoenix Club, just to make sure there's football in Bury, for Bury, are wonderful people. I've met most of them. They did a cracking job, and I regret not getting involved. I understand others who were a bit diet, because I didn't go, did I?
No.
So I was a bit that way, wasn't I?
I think there was people who were still fighting for Bury FC. They didn't want to see it anything else. They wanted it to be Bury FC, and they wanted it to be at Gigg Lane, like you're saying there. And I think that's where the division come, didn't it?
Of course it is, yeah. And for some people, it's still there, and it will last for a generation till we're no longer here and the new generation come through. And that's sad, because there are people missing out now, like I missed out. I definitely missed out at AFC, and I wish I'd have got involved. But here we are. We won the league in front of nearly 9,000.
I know, last season that
all
was
the media
phenomenal.
Are here. We've got Sky, the BBC are here, Ian Aslam from Look North, he's here, radio people are here. And I said to one of the volunteers, I said, there you go. They were AFC, vindicated. Absolutely vindicated. Because whatever you say now, you've won the league in front of a phenomenal, unheard of crowd for non-league football.
Well, they keep breaking records, don't they, with the crowds for non-league.
It's just, the stars have aligned.
Yeah.
You're back here, you're playing in blue and white at Bury, your Bury Football Club, with your two little stars above your badge for your FA Cup wins. You've got it all. You have got it all. So it's now time to say, do you know what? Let's just move on. But you have to, on the other side of that, you've got to say, if you cut the DNA of Bury, AFC's in there. It has to be, because that's how it evolved back to where we are.
Yeah.
We never went. They were just asleep. But it needed AFC with a defibrillator that got it going. That's genius, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, genius. No, they were a sleeping giant that needed AFC with a defibrillator to get them going again. And God bless everybody that did that. I mean, some of them have took some real, you know what online's like? Online abuse. But they've took it and carried on, and here we are. And it's thriving. Yeah. Hey, look at this now. These kiddies playing football,
great,
playing this match here. This is beyond their wildest dreams.
Yeah, this could be future Bury football players.
I do believe that, you know, it's always the looking all the time.
Yeah, it is. It's all good stuff.
I mean, there's a young lad down there called Matt Barton that runs a lot of this. What a cracking guy he is. The amount of time and effort that he puts into the youth football. You've got... I could spend an hour just going through the names like Matt and Casey and John, the two Johns, Alan Diggle, Lynn, Jenny. It just goes on. All the volunteers. You see, they're called volunteers. I don't think they should be. I think they should be called ambassadors. Yeah, because that's what they are. They're ambassadors for this club.
Now I get that.
You know, and it's long may it continue. I hope it's here when my granddaughter, if she has children, she's brought them here, and she can say to them, I came here with your granddad. You know, because she'll feel that bond like I feel with my dad. It's a tingling thing every time I come. My dad's here. And I know he is.
I can sense it in your voice and
it's an emotion.
Passion and everything about the club. And what's your prediction for this season then? I mean, we're one match in and one win, which is a great start. You couldn't really wish for anything more.
No, you can't.
So,
I think we'll do it again. And
I think it'll be back-to-back promotions.
I think so. My view on it will probably be better than we were last year. I think what did we do last year? Did we lose 3 games?
Well, didn't they?
I think we draw a few too many.
109 points or something last season.
It was a ridiculous amount of points. That was a record. But Lower Breck,
I know,
pushed them all the way.
1 point off, weren't they?
Yeah, and that was
to not win the league, and you're 108 points or something.
But I mean, they went up through playoffs.
They did, yeah. No, well done to them.
And for what they've achieved, and you mentioned it, the standard of football is mind-blowing.
Yeah, no, it is good.
How many leagues higher is it, would you say, in your opinion, than what you were expecting?
Oh, I mean, I've being totally honest, I would say this is what I would expect in like the 4th tier. So the first professional league that you get, I would say that feels to me the standard of football that I'm watching.
So we're talking 2, aren't we? League 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say League 2 because people now, you got the Premiership, the Champion. So I just thought I'd keep it to tiers. So like the 4th tier.
No, just so anybody out there that's hard of intelligence, let's do League 2 then. Yeah. So we're in League 2. They could hold their own. They could and not only hold their own, they could give a good account of themselves. Yeah. I think it's a massive ask to get through to the first round of FA Cup proper.
That'd be nice.
Oh, wow. You imagine that here, if we draw a league team here in the first round and got through it. These are dreams. Yeah. But that happened. The BBC are here. They would have to do the draw in Starkies, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They'd have to.
They would, yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
By rights, the BBC should be here anyway. For even this at this level, this is a news story. Come on, where are you?
Yeah, and they need that support.
Of course they do. Of course they do. I mean, what you're doing is brilliant. This all helps.
Yeah, well, hopefully it does, and hopefully there'll be a lot of people see this, and even if it gets 1 or 2 people down here on a Saturday, then I feel like we've done a little bit more.
You've achieved something, because 1 or 2 brings 1 or 2.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game. It's like I always say, bring a buddy to Bury.
Yeah.
If I can bring 2, you can bring 2, then they do the same again. You're full in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I'll do, actually. If someone spots me here on a Saturday and comes up to me and says they've come because they've seen this podcast, I'll buy you a pint.
Well, you can't say fairer than that. And that could be an expensive afternoon out. Because I'll be looking for you, or do I not count now?
I'll buy you a pint anyway. I think you've earned it. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Okay. I just want to say thanks a lot for doing this.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, well, thanks for having us and for doing it. Like I say, the passion that you talk with and everything is absolutely spot on. And I just want a quick shout out to Chris Watts as well for putting us in touch and organising this. Thanks, Chris. Much appreciate it. And that's us signed off for this last podcast.
All right for you?
That was spot on, that.
Was it?
Yeah, that was great.
I am just the plumber.